Okay, moving on to the NBA. In preseason, 2 nights ago, Giannis appeared to have a new and improved jump shot. How scared should the rest of the league be if Giannis can shoot?
So this is presupposing something, which is that Giannis will be able to shoot really well. Like, can shoot is a very vague verb.
Ooh,
okay,
let's find
show
out what
the
it looks
clip to
like.
give specifics. Because he's in the
That's
preseason
nice.
and he is doing
Nice
very
high relief.
impressive things in the preseason. He's pulling up from three. He's taking long twos.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's encouraging. A guy who can do everything. I mean, this is the last thing that he really couldn't do. Is terrifying. But the issue is that if you are a defense defending Giannis, you still want him to do that more than you want him to do the things that actually won him a title last year. The way he won a title is by actually attacking people in the post, right? It's attacking switches. It's backing people down. It's taking advantage of mismatches. It's being crafty without having to play into this fallacy that everyone who is 7 feet and up needs to have a really good jumper. So until Giannis proves that he's not going to shoot 30% from three as he has for his career thereabouts, then I want him to do this more than anything. I'm not terrified. I am very much salivating at the idea that he now thinks that this is how he's going to win.
Yeah, well, the rest of the league should be scared if Giannis is healthy. Like, if Giannis shows up, they should be scared because that's how good he is. If he develops a free throw, I think that will be much better, like a consistent free throw. That'd be much better than this mid-range jump shot game. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. This is one preseason game, but I understand the imagination exercise that we're doing here. But I'll play the other side. Of course, you want to have more and more skills for a player to have. But part of the reason why Giannis plays the way Giannis plays and he's so effective is because he don't really want to shoot. And so, getting to the mid-range, if there is a little bit of friction and he's like, oh, well, I'll settle for this jump shot, then maybe you get a different type of Giannis. I personally would like to believe that he has the basketball intellect to know when to force through and when to pull up and shoot.
Yes.
So I'm not sure how much more scary Giannis is in that moment, because no matter what, you'd rather Chris Middleton to be shooting those mid-range shots and Giannis to be attacking the basket no matter what. I don't want him shooting those shots unless he has to, or just to get through the regular season. You can do whatever you got to do, preserve your health. Playoff time, barrel in there, get a couple charges, dunk on some people, go to the free throw line.
I like the logic you guys are using, and I agree with it, but it's sort of an either-or approach, which is that if he begins
Dominic's
shooting
house
well,
is being robbed right now, Sarah, as a side
Exactly,
note. Just
yeah.
continue your
He's
take,
just
but just know that
ignoring
grand larceny
all of the
allegedly is taking
butlers.
place.
All the butlers are pounding on the door, and he's just like, I'm doing TV right now, guys. No, I think you're looking at this either-or, and it doesn't have to be. I think he is more terrifying if he can make more of those shots the way that we saw, again, like you said, small sample size in one game, because even if he still wants to dominate in the paint and would prefer to do so, it opens up the paint more often if everybody else is a risk from everywhere on the court, including him. It just allows you to be more fluid with your game plan. If you have to respect him out there, he can drive past you, take one step from half court to the bucket and lay it in, because we know he can do that. It's just, there's no downside to this, because I don't think, to Pablo's point, that he is basketball dumb enough to think just because I make these a little bit more often, I'm going to choose these even when it's not necessary. I just think this makes defense respect him out there more, and it's even more dangerous.
I mean, I feel you, but I don't think it's about the three-pointer for Giannis. I think a lot of us...
No, mid-range, any jump shot outside the paint.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of us were like, if Giannis could hit the three, then no one could sag off of him. But I don't think it's about that as much as it's if Giannis has a reliable secondary move from inside. If you cut off his drive, what can he do off of that? And that's from those clips that we saw. that was what was more impressive to me.
If he can pull up, for sure.
That was what was scarier to me than him hitting a bunch of threes. Because to hit a bunch of threes, you have to take a lot of threes. And I think he actually puts more pressure on the defense by attacking the basket and then rotating off to some sort of turnaround jumper, pull-up jumper, some move other than banging on people.
Did you hear that sound, by the way? Because it's the greatest sound I think I've ever heard in the short history that I've done this show. It's the sound of us talking about people shooting and not bringing up Ben Simmons. Next topic, we made it. No!
Bleeper. That's the second day in a row that we had a show without him in the rundown, and one of you dumbasses decided to bring him up anyway. Now we got to go back to our days since we talked about Ben Simmons and mark it back at 0 again.
I feel bad because it's Ben Simmons. So I feel bad because we feel like we're piling on Ben Simmons, but I realize Ben Simmons doesn't watch this show.
No.
And so if it's
Also,
painful,
apparently Pablo,
if it's painful to Pablo, then I'm all in. I like it. I'm
Pablo's
sorry,
the one who
Ben.
keeps bringing it up. I'd be curious if he has a repertoire
I was
that goes
celebrating.
beyond
I was
consistently
celebrating
bringing
that
it
we
back
all
to the
made
Sixers.
it past the same tropes that we traffic in. And does Ben Simmons
We
follow
didn't.
me on Twitter? Yes.
We
Is he
didn't.
maybe
Thank
talking
you.
and watching
Thank
us
you.
talking about him? Maybe also yes. So I'm sorry, Ben, if you're listening. Yeah, 0 days. Great.
Okay. Next topic.
For the love of
Aloha.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.